Divine Sunshine, this is me fresh off of with the Jupiter 1111 tour. So I wanted to hit this just really quick to see what's happening with the DM's energy, because I was like, well, while I'm here, I might as well just keep it rolling. So let's look and see the Divine Masculine's energy. I'm going to be pulling at the same time. Divine Masculine's energies. Let's see what he's doing. Clear. We just talked about the Empress energy. Told you about giving birth. I can see that. So this is what he's saying, Divine truth right there. Archangel Raphael, which is saying Empress 3. This is a major arcana, which is the Empress. Invitation, the magic alphabet, the prerequisite of magic is thought. Once put into action, the idea generates reality. So right now, the Divine Masculine in his emotions is really starting to generate ideas that are creating this coming together in union, a reality. And he's putting actions behind it to make sure that this actually happens. To me, when I'm seeing here, is like he's shielding himself for things. He's also, at the same time, trying to put forth as far as what things he's listening. Emotions means to me like really like an ocean. They always say the sounds of his emotions. So really listening and taking forth in an account as far as what things that he's actually hearing. He's also seeing that he has to see with the openness of the vulnerability of the heart chakra and the solar plex. These two are represented here because to me it draws focus right there into those areas too, and really standing in his power. This is, to me, the staff is a sign of authority as well. It's also in battle and becoming warrior like. Now he's got some things that's happening behind him. I see the snake there, which again, really trying to give a balance. For me, when I see the snake, that means like in the Garden of Eden, the snake came along and told him the different, like the pros and cons about different things. So to me, when I see this, it's also representation of telling you about as far as what is good and what's like good and evil, what's bad, what's positive, what's negative as well. And then I also see a statue here of also as well with water. So to me, it's saying, to me, it's like in his thinking, what is giving way and pouring out of him as far as emotions when it comes to this as well. Because it almost look like that's a snake again. So really take it, yeah, it is. So really taking in account as far as what's the positive and negatives in his thinking and how's that pouring out into his emotions as well. His emotions really has the potentiality to be able to be very comfortable with the skin he's in. It look like I say these boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these boots are gonna walk all over you. So pretty much what that is saying is also a potentiality that he feels like he really wants to start walking over some people, some things that's kind of getting in the way of him as far as being in union with himself. Well, so his union with the divine feminine as well. My heart chakra is all active when I say with that one. So that's that card right there. What is the divine masculine? I'm trying to make this really kind of easy peasy, squeezy, very to the point. So now what is clear? What is the divine? That's probably it too. What is the divine masculine? Hiding, again, guilt and regret. So really right now as we come to these times, like I said in the video with divine Jupiter 1111, and I talked about these times I seen on somebody's video, they was talking about that we were coming to the point that they wanted that karmic lessons, karmic things, whatever kind of good or bad things that you put out there is on its way, is coming back to you. This to me is again in the crown chakra, doing a lot of thinking to the point that is almost like, to me, like you're frozen, where you need to get to the point where you're letting things go and you're not quite there yet because of the activity, the overactive in things that's going on in the crown chakra. So if I was you, divine feminine's way, maybe I would be able to help the divine masculine would be in order to do some crown chakra things. And then also, what is he hearing as well? He's maybe hearing and replaying some of the things like divine, like Jupiter 11:11 is stated, as far as what are you rehearsing. So some things that he's hearing is helping to rehearse what is actually going on with the divine masculine as well. Okay. And then also, let's see what's happening as far as playing with him in his heart space. Gotta put this up so I can be able to see as well what's happening in his heart space. I knew when I did that. Sorry. But I'm not going to do it. Oh, thank God. And I ain't got no protector on this. Thank you, Jesus. Sorry. In the heart space. Like my iPad. Thank you, Jesus. And I have not gotten, I didn't get no protector. So he hit it first before he hit that. That's fine. Okay. In the heart space. That means don't touch it no more. Oh, wait a second. 2 came out just right there. Let's get some clarifiers. Clear. I'm just watching Mariah Carey. So I'm seeing that. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. Okay, attraction. So we have, what are you attracted? You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So what we have here is the heart chakra. Him being in his emotions right now is helping him attract to see the beauty in things. This is really pretty much what he's saying is because of the work in which the divine feminine is doing, which is helping him to be able to see the world totally different. Yeah, totally different and how he's taking in those beauties. Why has this come about now is because he's in the energy and he's going to observe some things. These illusions that's coming along. He wants a new beginning. The stars are now coming together. Lion spirit is moving things together. That's creating this change as well. And though it's a lot of kind of like unseen here, but I see a lot of kind of like manifestation things that's happening, but there's some clouds that's got to be cleared in order for him to be able to see his way. And so him like seeing the beauty, seeing that's what he wants, that in a way is helping him to be able to attract those new things and beautiful things to happen to him. He knows really, it keeps telling me that the divine feminine is really the reason and the season or the inspiration that's caused him to now saying, you know what, I want to be like you. I want to be able to go on the edge. I want to be able to kind of like let this love flow on things and kind of put my emotions and honor it by putting it up on a pedestal. This is where he's at this point. So really in this beauty that he's seeing everywhere, it's like it's causing him to say, you know what, I want to come out of my own comfort zone where I am. He's also in his heart space. He is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. He knows that really these self-imposed prisons that he has had, he knows now that he is the unicorn. He can easily just get himself out of those situations. He doesn't need to kind of stay in that, what is presenting himself currently. So he's saying, and freeing himself, to me, is leading him into the point that he wants to have a loyal heart, where he really wants to truly have this connection with you, divine feminine. He wants to really have this union within self first, which is having the thoughts and analytical thinking and his emotions coming together, and being able to really focus and concentrate on each other, and knowing how they can work with each other and not against each other. And it's going to create this new beginning, which is this opening of this heart as well. And so this is very important that this also occurs and happens with that. Also, we have deception here, which is someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. It seems like to me he's looking at retrospect in his emotions. He's like, I'm not really, okay, that's true. In my emotions, I'm not really honoring, I know that the way I'm thinking is false. And in my emotions, I even know it. It's like, to me, when I see this card, it's always like I'm calling myself out on this as well. It's like, yeah, I see you. You really trying to say in some ways, like, you know, I'm all right in this third party or this karmic situation. But you and I know that's not true. Spirit has been talking to me. I know I'm wearing the mask. I know you wearing the mask. And it's really about time that we really call ourselves out on our own stuff. This is deception. He's knowing that even within himself. This is due to the clarifying cards. He knows it's time. He wants to level up and go to a different level. He knows he needs to release what's actually going with him. Things are not really, to me, going together. It's kind of hectic to me. I see numbers around here, which lets me know he's not really going in the order, in divine order of things. They're just kind of, this numbers just floating around. He also knows that with this, that it's time to go right here. This way he's been in there long enough. I think about even with my DM, and I think about the situation that he's been presented with now, some common situations and things, person, place, and things is all coming out to roost as well. And it's really putting the pressure on him. He's really, the powers that be is putting the pressure on him to really start to shine like a diamond. And it's a little hard for him, but emotionally he knows, listen here, this stuff here, this is an endless cycle here. I'm really ready to go in order for him to cross the finish line. However, what's the issue is he does not know emotionally where this going to lead him to. Where is he going to go? He just sees an opening, an end result, but don't know exactly where it was to go. But he does know that some kind of way that there's a trail being left for him, like of stars, which lets you know that spirit is on the move. And it's like, yeah, if you go on, we will light your path. He knows that this deception, again, this thing of going after what things all that glitters is not gold. This is also, it seems like he's holding a false mask. The other person in the parties that's involved in here is holding a false mask. And he knows that really, in order to become this light worker that he's been designed to be, he's got to let go of these illusions. He's got to keep on, stop thinking of these dreams of grandeur. They bring it to me. Or the grass is greener on the other side. There's always something else. And he's getting to this point that this realism now could be because we're coming at the end and the close of the year. Like we seen in the video we did with Jubilee 11/11, we did together, saying that it's 10 days from now. As well, we got to get our stuff together. He might also be coming to that point, as well as understanding, saying the years are closed. Do I actually want to bring in this mess into the next following year to continue on with this falseness, this falsehood here? No. Okay. He wants to also get a leg up on the situation. Again, how he's going to get a leg up on that, I see the childhood wounds, some dealing with some childhood wounds, some things in the past that had happened to help him. Like, to me, I would think about more sort of family, how some kind of way this childhood wounds had left him out into the cold, because this is the snow here. But also, once he gets this leg up, he's going to be able to move with brute force. That's what this bear represents as well. Also, we got this fork in the road. He knows the deception is holding him back because it hasn't been, he hasn't been able to make any kind of forward movement. He's just been standing right there in the middle and saying, should I go left or should I go right? He knows within himself, just like this monkey, he's like, you know what, you can stick a fork in me. I'm done. I really am. He's gotten to the point that also he's knows that this ancient, looking at the way in which he's traveled from point A to point B in his life on this journey, that has been kind of question mark. Sometimes the ancient things is good. They kind of serves you as a foundation of things, but he's known he's got to shield some things. He's got the apple to help him know about knowledge about some things as well. And then also he has wise. He knows he's going to have to become wise. He knows he's got to create this push and pull as well as far as what direction he wants to actually go on the twin flame journey. And with this, we see the directions. It's kind of right now, he's got him going in all different directions, but because of the deception of this lying to self, he hasn't been able to pick which way he's actually going. Okay? He knows that within his heart space, he wants to give this relationship a chance. He wants to work on his partnership. He wants to kind of really put in the work, whether it's partnership within himself as far as creating this union with his emotions and his thinking as well. Ooh, see a black cat there. Okay, so really he knows in his thinking he's been like superstitious when I see a black cat. And I see a real live black cat, which means again, it's something that he's religiously keeps on thinking over and over again. If I do this, this is going to happen. If I think this, this is going to happen. And that's stopping him as well. That goes back into the deception as well with that. And so the next thing he has here is, which is exchanging gifts. He wants to give this relationship a chance. To me, again, that's just like we say, interchange of gifts, like when you talk about money, finances, being able to give that, like we say, pour into our ministry as we pour into you. That's the same thing. He's getting to the point that he wants to create this exchange of gifts and talents, you know, like with the divine masculine. With him, he's going through something, and I say, you know what, I got to kind of give him a new perspective on things. This is going to help him to be able to maybe get out of the situation that he is in. And so, like I say, although he's able to land like a cat wherever he's thrown here, but again, he's masking his emotions, and that going back to the deception card. He's got to think of how to get out of the box. He knows that the divine feminine is his aim and his target, and really to him, he's thinking, if I set forth my sights to actually go after the divine feminine, that is really truly like me being out of the box. It's just like not the thing that family's ideas of who I am or what gifts I bring to the tables. It's really a way of going against the current. And that's why he's really thinking on this, giving your relationship a chance, because it's like, heck, some of them are thinking like it can't hurt, because the way the things I'm doing is like really creating sanity. Okay, so the next thing you have here as well is, is the tribe card. He wants to give a relationship a chance because, again, like I said, he's at the point that he's playing himself small. This is playing himself small card. His future self is saying it's time to come out of there because it's old way of thinking, it's old with, it's cut off, it's dead wood. It's not really taking him anywhere at all. And so he wants to really ascend. Some things have fallen. Things that used to be on the trees, such as leaves, no longer have life. And so now some things are kind of finding themselves kind of falling away as well. Okay, so you got the desert, which means not really moving it as well. You want to go out, pumpkin? Okay, hold on a second. And then you also got chopped wood, which means to give way and to clean up, to get rid of some things that no longer serve. You got to open up the door and let all of that stuff go out, so you can create this new light, the sunlight, to come in as well. Okay, all right, then the next thing, Punky, you want to go out? Princess, you want to go out? I guess not. She said, I see you in the middle of something. I'll get to you. So what can we do in order to help the divine masculine and divine feminine? That's my new take on that. We talked about him, talked about what he's hiding. So what can we do? So as divine feminines, clear, what we can do is, as far as in our life changes that we need to do, is this. You are stronger than you know. Start tapping into the energies of the talents, skills, and abilities that we have understand that we're divine. We have more gifts. I think that was Dream Queen or either Water Baby that said that it's something below the surface that's happening that is way, 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 way more deeper than what we have even known. Our talents is beyond that. Start studying, honing yourself, getting more deeper into yourself, and knowing what do you bring to the table of life, okay? That's one way in which you can help. It seems like to me the upper heart chakra, getting into that. I see a little orange, which to me lets me know how are you connecting with others as well, and into your heart chakra, also getting deeper into that as well. Then you also think about the memories. Watch how what things got to change is that the memories, as far as our childhood wounds, as far as the connection that we had and being in a relationship with the divine masculine, or just being in relationships in general, period. Seeing how those things blossom, how we get into our solar plexus, how we're standing into our power, how we're connecting with others, how we're in our heart chakra as well. So really to me, standing in that, how as our memories help us to understand how we stand in the power of who we are now. And it's got just a little tinge again of the upper heart chakra as well, where we got to work with that. So our memories, we got to change that. You know, like I say, you do a lot of exercises where you'll be able to go back into the past and create these changes as well. I see 2121, which is very helpful in understanding that. And helping who we are now. So like I said, the same Sankofa, we're going back to the past, but we're just bringing it back forward. Like I did the past life regression, in which helped me to understand about what past lives, things I had, and how that theme is playing out even now underlying. And so we got to kind of really go back to the past and snatch it and bring it forward to see what are some things that we need to change, what things are still playing out, how we could go back into the past, do a change up, like I did one of the activities I had in healing the inner child wounds, go back in the past, see how we can go and change that memory to a more positive thing. So whenever things happen to trigger up that abandonment, that exploitation, judgment, and guilt, those things can help you out as well in creating new memories, okay? So that does not doom to repeat over again. What things do we need to surrender? Clear. Ooh. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. So I think about like what my dad said, just go with the flow. Remember, I was trying to see about how I could do with the car. And I said, well, I'm probably going to end up just probably letting them take the car back. I can tell most times when my dad don't answer back, he's like, you know, he ain't in agreement with what just popped off. So he's like, let me think about it. He was in the bed. And he's like, at the hospital bed. He said, well, you know, we do whatever we have to do. We just going to have to go with the flow. That's the same thing with this. You know, especially when she's on the swing, she's very comfortable in the skin she is. Matter of fact, she's okay with being vulnerable. Like, it's to me, it's at the point of like, it's okay. I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know where the hell this is leading. I just know that what I can do, depending upon, is that things have a flow to a natural rhythm to things. They ebb and they flow, just like the ocean. The tide goes in, it comes back. You don't never just stay out there. You always can count on the river going back and forth. That's the same thing, just like in life. You do this, you react, you respond, you give, there's action, and then there's reaction. There's action, then there's reaction to things. And so my thing is just going with the flow of life. You can react to it or you can respond to it, like Jupiter 11 was saying. And that's where the point you are as far as what's going on with the divine masculine. Taking the leadership thing as he's going through all this stuff about the attraction and this deception and wanting to give a relationship a chance and want to free each other, you know, you got to release them to divine time. And there's a time for everything. You know, even when you're swinging back and forth, you know, it don't go, most times it's like swing, hold, swing back, hold, swing, you know, swing, hold, go back, go forward, go back. So it's always a rhythm to things, you know, and that's something that you got to really be able to go with it. And again, they say don't push your emotions. River is more represented by water, which to me is to go with your emotions. Don't do that. Just go with the flow, you know. Don't push anything. If you don't feel like it and you got your boundaries up and you're not feeling as if you want to go with something and understanding the power of no, like we just did that, please make sure you watch that about what you're not being told about the solstice. Keep those things in mind. That is something that you really have to kind of work on as far as with your emotions. Emotions, you want to go with the current, and sometimes it's okay if you got to go against the current, but you know, still again, you got to just go with the flow. Okay, that's some way we can help the divine masculine so he can understand to go with these emotions. See, while you going with the flow like a pendulum, it's sending over there to him to understand, just go with the flow. It's okay. This is what I'm feeling right now about the divine feminine. Let's just go with it because you're over there going with it. Okay. And then also you have the divine masculine. In your divinity. What things how can we help as far as divine masculine? Clear. Woohoo, that's a lot. Oh, that's a lot. Some tells me to go with it. So I'm not going to fight it. Okay, so then, we got to give rebirth to things like a phoenix. Let things die, and from those things that no longer serve us, purpose. And so we can have everything under the sun. We got to let go things to begin something. We got to end something, begin something. This is one here. Your physical ailments. Some of us are also having problems with our physical ailments as well. That's causing us in the emotions. So something emotional is going on that's also showing up in our body. So when we're talking about in our body types, I think about when I went to the lady and for my past regression, and she said, you know, your body is keeping score. Some of the things that we're not dealing with emotionally is showing up within our body. And this is one way in which we've got to deal with that. You know, some emotions. That same thing, like my feet swell or my back hurts or certain things like that. Work on doing that, baby. You also need the energy clearing from your body with Jupiter 1111, or go to chakra cream and get your chakras aligned. Another thing we gotta do is deal with the inner child. That's another way in which we can help the divine masculine. Get the playground package. I can't say that enough. Get the playground package, which consists of, you go to divineunisouls11.co, which is a 3-segmented program in which helps you to deal with healing the inner child, which is again 3, you get counseling from Kathy D, from Pineapple Fish Life Coaching. You get also with me, you get guidance from the cards, like spiritual intuitive coaching, that way with the cards using, tapping into your my guides to help out with in your higher self, telling you what things you need to work on as well. And then you also have to have, I forgot about that, but that's fine. You also have to, you have April Williams, which is also helping you with your getting in touch with your body and clearing out different parts of you and doing energy clearing that away, because that helps you to ground yourself. I told you all before, a lot of times us divine feminists like to stay in the ethereal air, those layers, and we don't like to stay grounded in the physical. That way help. All through those things, we're helping you to heal and clear out those things with your inner childhood wounds again. And you get a workbook. Thank you, Divine. Thank you, Archangel Raphael. He's like, yeah, you need to get it. You get a workbook for free with all 5 workbooks for my series that I had did. You also get and meditations. You also get a journaling technique from Kathy D, and you also get some energy, a free body energy video that you can work with every day, daily. Okay, so go to divineunisource11.co to get that. That's right now it's $107 for that. That's the introductory price. You can get that. We've got some good stuff and some good feedback from that as well. This is that. You got to be able to find your joy. Have union with self, with the divine feminine and divine masculine, which means in your thinking and in your emotions. Notice they kind of pretty much got the same thing, which is the pink, expressing love. And then you got this heart chakra in your solar plexus, and then you got your orange here represented, which will be your sacral, and then you got your root chakra. So all of these I will work with as well in order to create this light, this enlightenment. Know your light workers. Find your joy. And again, they go that rhythm, that dance, that flow, getting your movement together. That's why I was saying with that, that's so important to get those energies moving through your body. That's why April Williams component is so very important to that as well, with that playground experience. Then grief and anger. We got to get to the point that we're just kind of now letting go. Some of us is having sleepless nights. We are not able to sleep well because we're thinking about that. We got to think about the woulda, shoulda, couldas, the what ifs. Also with the divine master, we got to get to the point to forget that. And then also is with the new energies. I heard there's a lot of upgrades and some of us not able to do to sleep well as well. But this is the main thing is this. You got some things that submerge you. I told you we're not going to 2020 with those same type of energies, and the powers that be are really saturating the atmosphere in order to come to the point that we're releasing and letting those things go, especially those grief and anger. We can't continue on to take that on into the year 2020 for that. We've got a new decade. The miscommunication. How are both of you all seeing the situation within yourself, the divine feminine and divine masculine self? How are you able to see those things? Like when you come in, what are you bringing to the table when you're meeting with each other? You know, this is also an issue. How are you seeing the situation? One might say, I see it good. The one might see it bad. You know, this here, as far as in your emotions and your analytical self, you got to watch what things that you are bringing to the table, and that's called the table of life. Okay, what's another thing is practicing unconditional love. This to me, and how do you do that? How are you nurturing yourself? Okay, because in turn, all of this stuff is you dealing with the inner child here, because you see a mother and child represented here. And I told you, anytime we see that, that lets me know it's some inner child issues that's being presented here. What have you given birth to? Okay, as well. She looked like she's a brand new mom, learning new things of how to nurture and how to take care of the divine. So that means in some ways, like treating that both of you all have these new beginnings, and how are you nurturing the new beginnings within yourself, as far as in your master self, which is how you're thinking, and also your divine feminine self is how you're feeling as well. You know, you kind of looking back to the past, which would be how did your mother train you, or how did your parents tell you how things is that making you easy and comfortable in your comfort zone as well as going back to those things that you know that your parents taught you. That's going to be an issue as well. So you got to deal with that, because those issues, as far as you was taught to love from your mother or your parent or whatever, is also creating a block for you to be able to express unconditional love. So you got to keep those things in mind as well. So we got to work with those things. Divine feminine. And is that it? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so now let's go on to now your whispers of love. What is the divine masculine, what she could say to you? Not gonna be all day, because I got mom up there. I know she's talking about, I'm hungry now. Clear. Oh, I see two things. There we go, right here. So, receive with love and appreciation. This is what the divine masculine is saying to you, divine feminine. Receiving something lovely from others is a way of showing love. Okay? I think about when I went to the past life regression doctor. She gave me some things, and I talked about it in the video, even with Jubilee 11, that I did. How you were talking about is how she said about when you talk about fear and things that you're trying to manifest and to change. She said her thing was you have to allow, you have to trust, and you have to believe. And I added on to that. I said, yeah, you got to allow, you got to trust, you got to believe, and you got to receive those things as well. So when we talk about love, how are you doing that? How are you allowing love? How are you trusting love? How are you believing love? And how are you receiving love as well? Okay? And then he says, spend some quality time together. It is imperative that we spend quality time with those we are in significant relationships with, listening and talking to each other. I think that, again, just spending time with, if you are in communications with in the 3D with your divine masculine, he's saying, again, just spend more time with them, especially with the holidays coming in. Check in with your divine masculine if you're already in communication with them. Also, if you're not, if you're just saying check in with yourselves, that's also creating that self-love, helping yourself to kind of really have a true understanding about what is needed in order to come into union with self, what is needed in order to have union with your divine counterpart in the 3D. I'll put that up. Yeah, I did. I can see it from here. Okay. Okay, love notes. Is it something that seemed like he's saying? It's something I want to say. Let me see. Clear. Yes, I did that. You took it down. Okay. Say no, that's how much I want to say. Okay. I'll be quiet. These are my Divine Unisouls 11 cards. You can find this on Divine Unisouls 11.co. He's saying this is what he wants to say. Center yourself, talking to you. And he's at the point that he's trying to center himself. There's a lot of things going on with them. He's saying I'm relaxing. Okay. He said I'm on my way. And he's saying no. Nope. So he's learning how to say no to things. He's know that right now he's on the path to coming back to you as far as coming home. Right now he's learning how to relax because right now there's a lot of things thrown at him. Karmic situation, third party situation, person, place, or thing. That's being the issue. And he's really learning how to center himself in all of this. Okay. Might not look like it, but he is. Okay, and what is another? Clear. Love messages. He's saying also, he says, I'm afraid of rejection. If I was you, as Divine Feminine, I would go into my playlist and watch the rejection video. That's funny. I had replayed and watched that back myself. And then also get the workbook that I have for 1111 on Divine Unisouls 11.co, so you can go along with that as you watch in my playlist Healing the Inner Child. You watch that and you can have that workbook as we go along. And I turned out liking you a lot more than I originally planned. This is what he wants you to know. Okay? Because again, that goes back to deception. He was thinking one way. And, you know, that's just deception about his emotions, the way he was thinking about who you are. And so, like I say, he's getting really to the point that he's like, I'm going to really look at... Okay, he's going to really start looking at you in the whole, he's looking at you in a different light. He did see you in one way. And just want to know what's currently going on with them. I smell you. because I know Mom, I got up there in the lair for the longest. I'll title this later. What's going on? Clear. What's going on with the divine masculine? Then we're going to wrap it up. Ooh. He keeps saying that he wants to go to this courthouse, which to me is something legal that he's involved with. He wants to either file some papers, get rid of. He's saying that's still on my mind. I want to get rid of. Or either he wants justice on something that he's like, I really want to file and have somebody petition on my behalf. Or I'm appealing what's going on with this. But to me, he's in the thinking mode. He's got the papers. And I keep on getting drawn to the way he's looking, where he's like, I'm thinking on it. Okay? This is very important to him. So he's getting to the point that some of them I got a fork in the road. They said no. Some of them said no, I'm actually doing it. So either they had a partnership in a karmic situation, or they either marriage, or they got a house. It's like I got the papers, and I'm just really trying to figure out how to do it. It ain't like I want to. It's like I got it physically in my hand, because he wants this sense of community, like coming back to home, coming back to the family. You know, I have a running joke with my mom or dad, and it's a line, and what's love got to do with it? And Ike Turner is telling Tina Turner, come on, Adam May, stop playing around. Won't you come back and be a part of the family? Come back so we can be a family again. And this is what he's saying. He wants to really come back into fold, because this is in some of their heart space and their mind space. This is what he's actually saying. Like, you know, us growing old together, having the family together. And this is really what they're setting forth off as far as in that. I'm curious. I'm kind of seeing what's happening in the situation, though. We ain't going to mention it. Okay. So we got the marriage card. So some kind of way having a commitment into something again. He still saying, I got my eyes on the prize. I'm waiting for this great transformation to go on and happen and occur. Okay. Well, this is pouring out. This is the marriage card, which is like, it to me, it's like I'm just here out of duty. I'm just here. So whatever kind of commitment he has in this karmic situation, person, place, thing, there, he's just there. He's really concerned about some things. He's getting enlightenment by some things. And he looks like he's maturing too, but it's making him old. Like, it's like old, but I'm with worry and tired. I'm maturing that way. Like I said, getting gray hairs because of all the worry. You got the serenity plant here, which is like growing into understanding how to surrender, have serenity and peace in where he is as well. He's going his way to a path of enlightenment, which has got this great transformation in his heart, and which is going to lead him into some knowledge about some things, which is also leading him into the light, pathway of light. But right now, again, in this situation that he's learning lessons in, he does feel like it's despair. He feels like he's really questioning his loyalty and his authority and his friendliness in a situation. He's going to sleep. He's not really protecting or shielding or doing anything, because most times the dogs really protect its master. And he's feeling like at this point, don't nobody want me, nobody hiring me, they're not putting me to work. I'm not really about my mission and my purpose, because I'm on this woe is me. And as far as him thinking outside the box, he's sitting on top of the box, this cardboard box, which is not really helping him put into movement of anything. Okay, so now let's wrap it up with this. Clear. What is it? What is the universe want to say to him? This is the thing. What is the universe? Notes from the universe to him about love, the overall theme. Goody. They choose you. You might not readily believe this. It might even spook you a bit. But there are those who choose this very lifetime in large part knowing you'd be there. Now that's what we call a reputation. Hugs the universe. So it's a lot of we're saying the overall thing is this relationship or this divine union is destined. It's destined because it's a lot of people that's playing a big role to help create you into your divinity of who you are. Just because of who you are, divine masculine, you know, your reputation of who you are, no matter if you say I'm not really expressing myself like that, but sometimes just your presence speaks volumes. You don't need to go on beyond that, just who you are. And so they choose you. The divine feminine is a note to you, also telling the divine masculine, we choose you. You know, no matter what, no matter how things are looking, this is pretty. Then this is your higher heart and in your sacral, which is your intimacy, how you relating to things. No matter what is going on, we choose you. The universe chooses you just for this destined moment for you, because only you come here divinely designed and expressed in the way that only you can, that you can be able to help out into the universe, that only you can help and be with the divine feminine, and you all together create this dynamic duo that's out there, and to be able to change the world, become this light worker. That's why these special lessons come to you, so you can be able to be the light worker, to shine the light within yourself and take that light and shine out on others as well. Okay? And since we're talking about shine, how about, no, I'm not going to do shine, I'm going to do you're awesome. For you, divine masculine, clear. What can you do? Because you're awesome. Aha, got one right here. You're awesome. This is your message, divine masculine. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable in every way. Irving Gordon. So I say, unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable, known here how far. Just to clean away, do things to me, unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable you, whatever. Okay, that part is, and then I know you was trying to send it to me. I know you did. You was trying to send me the lady, say you getting hard headed. You didn't listen to me. Clear. And next one. What does the divine feminine need to do as far as seizing the day and getting these things rolling? Because you are the leader. I'm off of here. I know. I keep my stirring up things. You finished? And here we go. Carpe diem. Got two for you. Even though we think of the goal as some future state to achieve, the real goal is always the life of this moment. This moment. Charlotte Choco Beck. The divine master told me that. Live in the now. Create the changes in the now that will help to create the changes in the future. Okay? And the achievement of your goal is assured the moment you commit yourself to it. Commit yourself to be in union. I know it's kind of easy to say it than done, but a lot of times we want to get sidetracked. And that's almost backing up what I was saying in that. Make sure you watch the Jupiter 1111 one that we did together. A lot of this stuff is kind of really picking back and really saying that it's important that we understand what I did with top in understanding this. Okay, I'm rushing in because I can feel her stirring upstairs. So until next time, plus it's enough for me because I really overextended and really have done all of today was really about reading. Let's see. Okay. Was really about just really, I call this spirituals, or what's called Soul Sunday. This is called Spiritual Saturday. Okay. Until next time. Come on. Until next time. Stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascended. Namaste. Namago. Love you.